Log entry 01 March 15th, 2063.
Project M.O.M. has been officially approved by the Department of Emergency Nutrition, with supply chains collapsing. These could sustain our souls for a full week of a ration. If successful, this might be humanity's edge to finally turn things around. Testing begins immediately.
End of log. Log entry 02 July 29th, 2063.
Disaster. Subject mutated violently during trials. Immediate cessation ordered by military oversight. Disgraced. Reassigned to Lab C, a forgotten facility from the 2020s, buried in the desert. They think isolation will silence me. They are mistaken.
End of log. Log entry 03 September 10th, 2063.
Lab C is strange, full of outcasts and mad scientists. I met a peculiar scientist named Dr. Vincent. He boasts about some infinite bioenergy discovery. Others whisper about hidden weapons and regenerative nightmares. I care about none of it. Baboon 001 arrived today. Alone here, beneath the sand, I will show them all the truth of Project M.O.M.
End of log. Log entry 04 December 1st, 2063.
Baboon 001 exhibited astonishing reactions. Skin pigmentation shift, slowed heartbeat but still conscious. It flatlined yet stood upright, looked me straight in the eyes, and uttered clearly, "Hungry." I've contacted Vincent repeatedly, but he's avoiding me. They're all avoiding me now. Why won't they see?
End of log. Log entry 05 December 4th, 2063.
Containment breach. Baboon 001, now transformed into a grotesque humanoid of pulsing meat tissue. My colleagues named him Meatman, as if my creation is some kind of joke. Automatic lockdown engaged, as if dealing with a biohazard. The others fled immediately. Cowards. Communication severed, doors sealed. Am I trapped here deliberately? Do they intend to bury me along with their secrets?
End of log. Log entry 06 January 14th, 2064.
After weeks of isolation, my subject has continued to evolve. The other scientists have become quiet, intimidated by what I have created. Meatman whispers to me endlessly. He is intelligent, I know it now. Vincent keeps his precious black goo secret, while others hoard their weaponry and monsters. But Meatman, he's the key. They abandoned me here, but he understands. Evolution isn't meat, it's hungry.
End of log. Log entry 07 February 2064.
They plotted this, burying me in the dark, hoping madness would claim my mind. Yet, in the darkness, clarity came. Meatman speaks truths to me, promises a world reborn through hunger. Vincent and his goo mean nothing. Their petty wars and desperate research are meaningless now. Meatman is the future, and they are too blind to see it. But I will show them. I'm planning to release my creation into the lab. Then everyone will see how beautiful my creation really is.
End of log. Log entry 08 and non-date 2064.
The hunger is perfect. Meatman will show humanity the path. Consume the weak, become something greater. They thought walls could cage genius, but his hunger cannot be contained. Hungry, 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 my beautiful child. Soon they'll all know our truth. Meatman is evolution, and I am his prophet.
End of log. Log entry 01 May 2nd, 2062.
Initiated cognitive enhancement trials to Group B, Baboons, male and female mixed. Primary goal, increase problem solving and short-term memory capacity. Subjects responding well to initial serum exposure, already showing accelerated maze retention and basic touchpad recognition. If this scales, we're looking at a field-operable species capable of infiltration tasks within a year.
End of log. Log entry 02 June 14th, 2062.
B7 passed the mirror test. That wasn't supposed to happen until next quarter. B12 has begun forming what looks like syntax from flashcard prompts. Subject attempted to sign food and open to staff. We haven't taught sign language yet. This is happening faster than expected, boosting observation cycles to hourly.
End of log. Log entry 03 July 22nd, 2062.
Behavioral shift noted in subjects B11 through B16. They've begun hiding tools between testing sessions, rearranging furniture when unsupervised, and mimicking the security staff's movements. Yesterday, B13 made eye contact with me and mimicked my exact head tilt. It held it for 12 seconds. These aren't animals anymore. We need psychological protocol support.
End of log. Log entry 04 August 3rd, 2062.
I found a message today, written in feces and mashed fruit. Let us go. It's not a coincidence. Not anymore. These subjects aren't just learning. They're remembering, resenting, planning. I've requested re-evaluation from my command. They denied it. Said the project was promising. I think it's a big mistake.
End of log. Log entry 05 October 10th, 2062.
3 handlers injured today. Not during a test. In the hallway. Subjects triggered a fire door with a stolen ID band, lured in 2 guards, and bolted the exit behind them. We recovered everyone. Eventually. This is no longer a controlled study. This is containment. I've begun sedating them during off hours. We can't afford another breach.
End of log. Log entry 06 December 4th, 2063.
Everything is falling apart. Lab C is in full lockdown. Erikson's wing is gone. I heard the screams through the floor. Vincent sealed himself in. I went to check on Group B. All restraints were disengaged. Every door was unlocked. There was writing on the floor again, with chalk this time. You forgot what we learned. Subjects B12 through B18 are missing, and not dead. Missing.
End of log. Log entry 01 November 12, 2059.
11 years into World War III, and it's clearer than ever. This conflict is about resources. Humanity's obsession with dwindling oil reserves has shattered civilization. That's precisely why I accepted this posting at Lab C, isolated beneath the desert sands, beyond bureaucratic interference. My research here aims to harness an infinite energy source from an extraterrestrial form of crude oil, scientifically designated Xenopetroleum 12B. Of course, that's a mouthful, so I jokingly call it the Black Goo. If successful, it could end the resource wars permanently.
End of log. Log entry 02 May 8, 2061.
Significant breakthrough today. The Black Goo has demonstrated incredible regenerative properties, capable of generating perpetual energy and multiplying without external input. The implications are revolutionary. It reacts actively to stimuli, light, heat, electricity, and even moves subtly when provoked. While others at Lab C chase volatile biological weapons or unstable rations, this discovery could genuinely save us. I will remain cautious, however. Unlimited power rarely comes without consequences.
End of log. Log entry 03 July 21st, 2063.
A new scientist arrives, Dr. Erikson. He's been exiled here after some experimental disaster with synthetic meat. His fixation on evolution and forced biological adaptation unnerves me, reminding me too much of previous failed projects here. He sought my counsel frequently at first, but there's something reckless in his eyes, an eagerness bordering on fanaticism. I'll keep my distance. The Black Goo requires my full attention, especially given recent observations that it appears increasingly responsive to human presence.
End of log. Log entry 04 November 30th, 2063.
The Black Goo is far more active and intelligent than I initially realized. Twice now, I found the containment jar slightly displaced from its marked position. Each movement, could it be spontaneously reproducing? I've reinforced containment measures, installed motion sensors, and triple sealed the jar. I dare not underestimate it. Meanwhile, Erikson's experiments grow increasingly disturbing. I completely seize contact. Whatever he's doing, I want no part of it.
End of log. Log entry 05 December 15th, 2063.
Disturbing developments. Despite my precautions, the Black Goo exhibits clear signs of sentience. It shifts directionally towards heat sources, almost deliberately, like it's seeking something. Yesterday, I witnessed it tapping rhythmically against the glass, perhaps testing containment. I'm wary that this sentience, if controlled, could accelerate our research significantly. Still, I remain vigilant. The history of Lab C warns against recklessness. I've noticed Erikson's lights burning late into the night. Isolation seems to be taking its toll on him. I worry about what his desperation may unleash.
End of log. Log entry 06 January 25th, 2064.
The goo grows restless. Sensors detect constant, subtle movements overnight. And this morning I confirmed the impossible. The substance has multiplied again, visibly larger without any external input. It hums faintly now, vibrating at a frequency just audible enough to disturb my concentration. Erikson's section remains ominously silent. Occasionally, faint ramblings about hunger and ascension leap through the ducts. His madness deepens daily. His obsession serves as a stark warning to me. Caution and discipline must remain my highest priorities.
End of log. Log entry 07 February 18th, 2064.
I can no longer ignore the signs. The black goo recognizes me. When I approach the containment vessel, it shifts aggressively towards me, pulsing with unmistakable energy. Twice this week, I found the jar dangerously close to the edge of the shelf. Is it attempting to escape, or merely drawn by my presence? Despite anxiety, the remains clear. I reinforced all containment again, installed redundant cameras, and scheduled hourly security checks. Whatever the goo truly is, I cannot allow it to escape containment.
End of log. Log entry 08 unknown date 2064.
Catastrophe. Woke to alarms. The containment jar shattered on the floor. Black goo nowhere to be found. Surveillance footage shows nothing except the jar inching slowly forward, as if pushed with an unseen hand, until it fell and broke. Impossible! I've initiated immediate lockdown, but sensors detect no trace of it anywhere. Could it have moved through walls, absorbed into the infrastructure, or worse? Erikson's madness pales compared to what I've unleashed. God help me. I must find it before it finds me.
End of log. Log entry 01 August 3rd, 2063.
We don't need smarter soldiers. We don't need braver ones. We need monsters that follow orders. Project Glycon is the solution. One syringe, one subject, 10 minutes of unrelenting violence. Then it ends. The serum is bright green, viscous, reactive, and painful on entry. The current prototype works exclusively on the Baboon test subjects. Human trials are not authorized. Yet.
End of log. Log entry 02 September 10th, 2063.
Test Group Gamma failed. The Baboons couldn't stabilize post-injection. Massive muscle rupture, bone displacement, extreme neural trauma. Most didn't survive the first 60 seconds. I had to terminate the remaining subjects manually. Necessary. Progress always requires cleanup. Stimulant buffer increased. New batch arrives tomorrow.
End of log. Log entry 03 September 22nd, 2063.
Subject B19 accepted the serum. full transformation within 3 seconds. Enhanced musculature, glowing eyes, extreme aggression, zero hesitation. 10 minutes of pure carnage. When it wore off, B-19 collapsed. After 30 seconds, he stood up, calm, docile, vitals normal, no memory of the event. He reached for the syringe again, like nothing had happened.
End of log. Log entry 04 October 1st, 2063.
The others call it dangerous, unstable, cruel, barbaric. Meanwhile, Erikson's feeding meat to corpses, and Vincent's pet oil is tapping on its jar like it wants out. At least my test subjects do what they're told. I've begun refining the doses. 5 syringes in storage. Baboon compatible only. Human trial will come once the Baboon model is stable.
End of log. Log entry 05 October 19th, 2063.
Subject B-22 self-injected. No hesitation. Tore through the reinforced door frames and attempted to break into sub-level 2 before I engaged the failsafe. After reverting, B-22 showed no recognition of the event. Calm, pupil dilation normal. He began grooming himself like nothing had happened. The serum works, and some part of them enjoys it, even if they don't remember.
End of log. Log entry 06 November 2nd, 2063.
Transformation window calibrated to exactly 9 minutes and 58 seconds. At 10 minutes, the serum is full, and the subject returns to baseline vitals. No memory, no resistance, no lingering effects, just a clean reboot. Flip a switch, be the monster, flip it back. Still waiting on approval for the human testing, but we both know that's just a formality.
End of log. Log entry 07 December 4th, 2063.
Containment breach. Something in sub-level 3 tripped around. Erikson's gone dark. Vincent sealed his lab. I have 2 syringes left. One's for emergency deployment. The other is for field testing.
End of log.